Marie Kerr. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of the 1996 Australian Gymnastics Olympic Trials, coming to you from the Australian Institute of Sports Arena here in Canberra. Well, today we focus solely on the women's competition, and we have 13 gymnasts vying for 7 Olympic berths. The girls will be performing their optional routines today, and believe me, there's plenty of nerves and plenty of pressure out there. This is the time when the years and years of hard work come down to just a few short minutes on the floor. It's going to be a very exciting round of competition. Let's pick up the action. And joining me in the commentary booth today, Liz Chekovich, and the girl with all of the pressure first up, the national champion, Nicole Cantek of New South Wales.
And Nicole starts on balance beam, which would have to be the most difficult apparatus to begin. And a slightly nervous beginning to her mount. Here she comes up for her main series. There's a flip, layout, and she stopped after that series. Normally she's got a second layout salto. Lost her concentration for a moment. Series of jumps, once again a wobble. That's a blind landing, a head right back at the peak of the jump. It's very hard for the girls to concentrate on the technical aspects of the beam as well as the performance. They have to look like it's easy. When it's not easy, that's difficult. Nicole is our current national champion. And another sheep dump, much better executed this time. Nicole does her dismount from a backwards approach in series, 2 flip flags and a double salto, lands well forward but nevertheless stays on the feet.
So Nicole Cantek manages to stay on the beam, but nonetheless there's a bit of a nervous start there.
I think so. She's mounting here with a layout salto, and she's a little off direction. She wobbles a little bit. Here's a top view for series. There's flip layout.
To the vault, and 15-year-old Lisa Skinner of Queensland.
And a very nice first vault for Lisa. Handspring front somersault in a pike position. So her starting score should be 9.8 for that. Straight legs throughout. Slightly early tuck on the landing. That's normally caused by a lack of rotation. And the judges have penalised her for her leg form. Plenty of height. And a few steps, of course, adding to the deductions that the judges are putting up.
Second vault now for Lisa Skinner.
That's stronger second time around, more controlled on the landing.
On the balance beam, number 86.
A bit sharper from the horse. She's still tucking her legs a bit early.
Still on the vault, and Zena McLaughlin from Victoria, 15 years of age.
Zena starts with the backwards entry vault for Yushchenko in a straight position with a full twist. 9.8 starting score. Good push off the horse. Slight pair. Rhythm very important in these vaults. Timing crucial. 9.375.
And that's a good start for Zena. She's really been a big improver since the national championships last month.
And that looks stronger to me the second time. Very confident performance. This is the first time that she's performed this at a national level.
And now from Queensland, Jade Davidson, one of the up-and-coming stars in Australian gymnastics.
And Jade also with a handspring front pike. Much tardier on the legs. Very competent at this vault. Coach asking for a bit more push. There she goes. Nice tight knees, controlled land. So important for them to get over the top of the horse quickly and continue the rotation.
Great score for Jade Davidson, 9.575 to start. Let's see if she can improve on that in her second vault.
I don't think so. First vault, I think she thinks the same. 9.4. Not quite as sharp from the horse this time. And as a result, on her landing, her knees buckle slightly. Not quite as steady.
To the beam, and Kirsty Lee Brown of New South Wales. Liz, we didn't see her in action in the National Championships. She's battling an elbow injury. Looks to be back on track here today.
Yes, Kirsty's a fine competitor. She's been suffering from an elbow problem for a couple of months, but she has overcome that. Terrific performer. One of our best in Sabai last year. She seems to have very good nerves, especially on beam. Front summy on the beam. Pretty steady. One of the things the judges are looking for is the change of rhythm. There's the leap series. That particular series earns her valuable bonus points. The girls don't automatically start from 10 points. It does depend on what is in their routine. Dismount. Very tidy double salto tucked.
A lovely start for Kirsty Lee Brown. 9.5. That's exactly the sort of start she was looking for. And at 14, she's the baby of this squad. But what a performance.
Look at this dismount. Knees squeezed together. Very little for the judges to deduct.
And now one of the veterans, Joanna Hughes, at 18 years of age from Victoria.
Beautiful vault from Jo. Jo's the most dynamic vaulter. As you can see, 9.6 so far, the top score on vault. Strong push off the horse. She gets more distance than most of the girls. And that's certainly something the judges are looking for. Height plus distance from the horse.
Joanna, of course, third in the National Championships, but one of our most accomplished performers internationally.
Second vault. I like that a bit better, but the judges certainly didn't. She'll take the best of those two scores. Maybe just the backwards movement on the landing.
Back to the beam, and Jenny Smith of Western Australia.
The difficulties that the girls put together all have to be done within a certain performance level, otherwise the girls can't attract the bonus points. Here she comes for series. 2 flips, a layout summy, pretty steady. Of course, Jenny's come off a serious injury at last year's World Championships. Badly injured her ankle 2 days before the competition. And this is the first time she's put all her routines together following that injury. Front summy. Strong landing. Here's a little bit of a different connection. Pike jump and a standing layout. Nice variety. The girls have to show work close to the beam. A bit shaky there. Finishing with a double twist. It's a great routine for Jenny, 9.45.
That is a great start for Jenny. As you said before, the beam always the most difficult apparatus to start on. And with all of the pressure of these Olympic trials, that was a great routine.
There's that front summy overhead shot. Perfect balance. Punching high, a little bit off direction, but all in all a good landing.
To the floor now, and from the ACT, Genevieve Preston.
Genevieve's well known for her high twisting work on floor. in last year's World Championship team, and opens with a beautiful triple twist. Makes it look easy. Saltos, double twist. That combination will pick up some bonus points for her.
And Genevieve showing some nice dance work as well. Very neat performer on the floor.
And makes very good use of her flexibility. This is the hard one, last tumble, when the energy's down.
A lovely performance from Genevieve Preston and a 9.250.
Genevieve picking up the speed, beautiful technique, triple twist, lands it all the way round.
The uneven bars and Lisa Skinner of Queensland already strong on the vault today. Let's have a look at her bars routine.
And there's combination work through to her release. Down to the low bar. Girls need 3 bar changes. Lisa's a very compact bar worker. Clean, very little to deduct for. And there we are. Good routine.
And a 9.650. A great score. She doesn't look too happy, but the coaches are very pleased with that one.
Full pirouette, directly into full twisting double salto dismount.
And now a teammate, Jade Davidson, also of Queensland, 15 years of age.
Jade swings to an uprise position. Half pirouette, another half pirouette. Backwards release, that's called Kachev, the coach standing behind. Australians are known for their clean bar work. Dismount here. Double salto. 9.35. She's a little bit down on difficulty in the second half of the routine. There she mounts over the low bar. Winding up the speed in the dismount, but just at this point a double salto tucked.
And now Ruth Moniz on the floor, a very dynamic floor worker and a great tumble to open.
Of acrobatic and gymnastic moves. All the girls need to put one of those into their routine. Looks like she might have gone outside the floor. Last line, 2 whips, double twist. A lot of energy in this floor routine.
Crowd like that one. 9.325 for Ruth Moniz.
There's the combination work. Whip saltos to double twist. Last line for Ruth. She's got 4 tumbling lines in her routine.
Back to the uneven bars, and Joanna Hughes of Victoria, already a terrific start on the vault.
Here she goes with a pirouette. Oh, she's made an error there, but she seems to have pulled herself out of it. Back up to handstand. Joanna's a very experienced competitor. This is not the easiest apparatus for Jo. But she manages to make it from start to finish without a fall, and she'll be most relieved. 9.2. A bit messy on that pirouette, but she manages to do the release well out of that.
And at least the experience telling there, able to pull it out when she was in trouble.
Certainly. Takes quick thinking, believe me. Double salto, half from a half turn.
Back to the floor, and Kirsty Lee Brown of New South Wales.
Kirsty's choreography is very interesting. She's the most expressive girl. And she's opening with the first line, front pull, and oh, what's happened there?
Oh, she looks like she's in a bit of trouble here. Oh, that's bad luck for Kirsty.
Something's happened. I couldn't see on the takeoff. She's, I don't know if it's a knee or her foot. Here comes her coach, Ju Ping Tien, trying to sort out. I hope this is not serious. She's one of our leading contenders for this team.
It looks like it's her ankle. And what a disappointment for Kirsty Lee Brown.
Now let's see if we can pick up what's happening. She's doing a handspring. Full twist. Oh, she's rolled it. You can see just on that connection, she's rolled the ankle.
Well, let's hope it's not too serious. Lisa Morrow now on the bars.
Lisa's been a big improver on this apparatus. She opens with a wet, straight into her release, catches it well. Good distance from the bar, that's what the judges need to see. Transferring down to the low bar. Half pirouette. Clean double front dismount. She's open too early, causing steps backwards. 9.225, and I'd say a lot of her deductions are coming through that dismount. There the release goes. Blind catch. And to the last part of the routine, she looks like she set it up very well, but she's just misjudged when to open and lacking some rotation.
Rebecca Wilson now from Queensland, 15 years old. She trains with Russian coach Vladimir Zakharov and a specialist on the bars.
Yes, Rebecca has a natural feel, beautiful front Jaeger in a piked position. Second release, one of the few girls in the country to show two different releases in this event. Quite a quick worker on bars. There she goes, a pirouette. Double front dismount, only one step. Pretty confident routine.
And a great score, 9.525.
You can see she knows how to work that bar well. Good extension past the low bar. They need that to generate the amount of swing needed for this double salto forwards. Pushes out. Fast kick. Blind landing. That's very hard on those front landings.
Sally Wills now of Western Australia on the vault.
And that's a dynamic vault for Sally. Well landed. This vault unfortunately has a slightly lower start. So although it's well performed, it's only starting from a 9.6.
Sally, one of our most experienced competitors, a gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games in 1994. Preparing now for her second vault.
The gymnasts don't necessarily have to do the same vault on the second time. They can choose to do the same or a different vault. In this individual competition, most of them choose to do the same vault twice, and exactly the same score for her second vault. So the judge is feeling that she's performed it pretty much the same, landing okay.
Now Ruth Mon is on the vault, runner-up in the national championships, but she's the in-form competitor here in Canberra.
Ruth also choosing Yushchenko vault, 9.275. She's a bit low, and her knees look like they're relaxed in this vault, so not quite as clean. and a little bit off direction as well. It looks stronger.
And a 9.325 for Ruth Monners in a second vault. She'll take that score through.
She carries a bit more speed onto the horse, still a small knee bend.
And now on the balance
Direction better.
To the beam, and the 1996 Australian Gymnast of the Year, Joanna Hughes of Victoria.
Joanna has a big task ahead of her. Nervous start. In the previous day's competition of compulsories, Joanna had a mistake on beam, so it'll be pretty hard for her to put that out of her mind.
And of course, Liz, a lot riding on this competition for Joanna. She was in line to make the 1992 team, but an elbow injury forced her out of that. At 18 years of age, this really is her last chance for the Olympic Games.
Yes, she's stuck in there. There's her series. Oh, that's experience for you. She doesn't look too straight on that, but she's managed to stay on and without a wobble. Yes, Joanna certainly is a stayer, and she wants to be on this team desperately. Once again, a wobble, but she's stayed on. That's the most important thing. Straddle jump with half turn. Joanna was our best performer at last year's World Championships in Sabai when we qualified a full team for this Olympic Games. And she's also ever performer at world level, coming 19th in 1991 when she made her international debut. Dismount. Jo's got great aerial sense. Oh, beautiful dismount.
And a 9.175 for Joanna Hughes. She's managed to stay on, and that's the most important
Watch
thing.
this series. She's landing totally crooked. She throws it back, keeps the speed going. Cool as a cucumber.
And now one of the most dynamic workers on the beam, Lisa Morrow of Victoria.
Lisa certainly has pizzazz on this apparatus. She's very quick, good style. Main series flip, layout, layout. A little bit hesitant, but nothing too much to worry about. Some refer to her as our pocket rocket. Whoa, there's a mistake. She looked pretty crooked on the punch for that. That's an element she's normally fairly consistent with. That's going to cost her 0.5. Now she has to keep her composure. Try and put it behind her. Hesitation there. Straddle jump, straight into a Corbett flip. That's her mixed series. That's a combination of gymnastic and acrobatic work together. So always hard landing sideways, less margin for error to keep the balance right on top. Of all the apparatus, there's definitely the least margin for error. A different dismount, 2.5 twist.
And a 9.025. That fall proving costly in the end.
Parts of her routine absolutely brilliant, and unfortunately that fall and maybe this step is coming back down for her.
Back to the vault, and Jenny Smith of Western Australia.
And that's a good vault for Jenny. She's got very clean lines, 9.5. Dynamic from the horse. You can see she gets the height, and she also has good distance. The girls can get quite a lot of speed on this Yushchenko takeoff. First performed in 1983.
Second vault now.
the landing, and there we see a 9.425, so she'll take the 9.5 and add it to her all-around score. See, good vault, but unsteady.
And now back to the EV. And the next competitor, Rebecca Wilson.
Rebecca Wilson on the beam from Queensland.
That front salto mount is rated as a D element. All the elements have a rating from A to E. Blind landing. Most of the gymnasts choose to put their series at the beginning of the routine, get it out of the way. There she does, flip layout. They can put the skills in any order they like. There's her leap series. There are numbers of requirements the girls have to show. Here's one of them. She actually chooses a double turn, but they have to show at least a full turn. That double turn is extremely difficult on this apparatus.
Rebecca's a little taller than a lot of the other girls we're seeing here today, and she has very elegant line on the beam as well, Liz.
Yes, it's nice to see. Of course, her advantage in being tall helps her more on uneven bars, but she certainly does a good beam routine. Double twist to finish.
Score of 9.2 for Rebecca Wilson of Queensland.
And here you can see a blind landing. They can't see the beam until just when their feet hit.
Now the national champion, 14-year-old Nicole Kantek of New South Wales.
And a great effort on her first vault. That vault was judged out of a 9.9. She scores 9.35. It's a half turn with a front layout. Here you see half turn, front layout, an early tuck for her, but quite clean with her phases.
And Liz, Nicole has a bit of work to do here today. She was 9th after the compulsory round, so she's got a bit of catching up to do.
Yes, it's always a difficult position to be in, but she's always been a strong competitor.
Second vault now.
You can see the numbers in the background. That tells them, the judges, which vault they're doing. She's doing the same vault again. That's better. 9.4 for Nicole. And she just has more dynamic position from the horse, not as early a tuck with the knees. They should really stay stretched throughout.
Now from Queensland, Lisa Skinner. She was sitting in second place after the compulsories behind Ruth Moniz, and a very lovely worker on beam too.
Yes, she has a good feel for the apparatus. She opens with a round-off flip, change leg leap, pike jump. The girls have to connect that without pause in order to get the bonus points. Her series, flip layout, choosing 2 elements. Lisa's got superb flexibility. A bit of a wobble, so the judges may choose not to give her the bonus points connected to that element. Even though it is a D, they have to perform it with less than 0.2 deductions in order to get their bonus points. Double salto. Looked like she had a small problem on her takeoff for that dismount. Here's the front summy onto the beam, and see she's done quite a big wobble. Maybe she'll get a 0.2 for that, and feet not so firm.
Genevieve Preston now of the ACT.
Genevieve also choosing the Yushchenko with full twist. 9.275. A little bit of a hesitant opening. The judges look for the body position in the air. They have to be completely straight from the shoulder right through to the feet. That means there shouldn't be a pike at the hip. So she's showing us a small pike, tucked knees. So that's all the things that the judges are looking for in order for the gymnast to receive maximum score. They look at the gymnast from the point when they actually hit the board to land. They don't judge the run. That's stronger second vault. Better push from the horse.
And a 9.325 for Genevieve Preston.
Sometimes after the first vault, they've got more confidence for the second. They know where their body is in space. They go a little bit stronger. There we have it. Better body position, more height, cleaner leg line.
And now for the first time tonight, we see Rebecca Stoyle of South Australia.
Rebecca was the gold medalist on this apparatus at the 94 Commonwealth Games. She opens with the Tkachev. Half turn. Second release, Jaeger lands a little bit close and has to muscle it up a bit. Rebecca's got a lovely line on this event. Double front. Beautiful landing.
Great bar routine for Rebecca Stoyle and a 9.40.
There's that Tkachev high over the bar. Half turn, stretches out over the low bar, double front, good aerial awareness. Not even noticing a step on the landing.
To the floor now, and Jade Davidson from Queensland. Jade choosing a Spanish theme to work to.
That was a great opening, a triple turn. Certainly not as easy as it looks. Two and a half twist. Pretty hard to judge the landing on those. And it's a double turn into a jump double turn, off balance. Tumbling line, choosing two front layouts. Full twist forward.
Lovely floor routine from Jade Davidson and a 9.375.
Here she goes, front handspring, full twist forward. That's rated as a D element.
And the uneven bars, Ruth Moniz of New South Wales.
Pirouette into an eagle grip. You can notice that's a different grip, very difficult for the girls. Two eagles, giants in a row, straight to Jaeger. Pirouette work, picking up bonus points for the connections, building up speed, dismount, double layout. And there Ruth shows fantastic work on bars, 9.55. She's one of our premier gymnasts in this country, and we can see why. And they need plenty of speed in order to rotate the body in that straight position throughout.
Back to the floor, and Joanna Hughes of Victoria. This is one of her best pieces of apparatus. A finalist on this piece in the 1994 World Championships.
Joanna's got extremely high tumbling, great aerial awareness. And we'll see, she's also got variety. Double salto, full twisting, pike position, plenty of time to judge the landing. Now she's already had one difficult tumble, and second line here. Triple twist in the second line. It's very hard to do when your energy levels are starting to go down. Mixed series, fly spring, straddle jump, roll. Coming, whip, immediate double twist. Nice routine from Jo.
And the judges liked it as well, 9.475. She's having a great night here.
She gets such height from the floor. There she goes, triple, so that's the full in, back out.
And this is someone we didn't think we'd be seeing again tonight. Kirsty Lee Brown back on the bars after that injury on the floor. And there's a really gutsy effort to get back in this competition.
Well, not only does she have to contend with the fact that she knows that ankle's going to be hurting on the landing, but just psychologically to have only completed part of the competition and decided to carry on shows you what a tough girl she is. Here comes the dismount. I hope it's fine for her. Fantastic.
And 9.425, she's done a great job to get back in this competition, but I suppose, Liz, with the Olympic Games on the line, they do just about everything.
Yeah, no tomorrow. That dismount, the half turn, double front forward, blind landing, and with a sore foot, have to admire it.
Back to the floor, and Lisa Moreau of Victoria, and this is a routine to watch.
Lisa opens with 2.5 twists into immediate front stummy. Line, full twist, front tummy. She's really good on those rebounds. Final line, handspring, fly spring, 1.5 twist forward. Just pure enjoyment to watch her fall like that.
And that is why they call her the Pocket Rocket. 5 for Lisa Morrow, and what a dynamic performance.
Yes, that's the best floor routine of the evening. She's so crisp and clean. Look at this tumble, puts it right up in the air, immediate rebound. It's pretty hard to judge.
Now Jenny Smith of Western Australia on the bars. This is normally her best apparatus.
Catches wide from there. Oh, she's missed that badly on the low bar. Uprise, she doesn't meet the handstand. She's going to miss out on a connection bonus there. Swinging to a dismount. Double layout, but oh, that's a bad error for Jenny. She's done so well on the other apparatus tonight, 8.8. That's putting her down a fair way. She was national champion this year on this apparatus.
And that is disappointing for Jenny because, as you said, she's had a great night so far this evening. She hasn't put a foot wrong.
Yes, well, sometimes the apparatus that on you may not give it the respect it deserves.
Rebecca Wilson now on the floor.
Rebecca opens with a beautiful triple twist. Ideal body type twisting, long and lean. Two front layouts in a row, but she's stumbled out of it. Of course, by this stage, the girls' energy levels are waning. They've really got to put everything into that last line. She finishes 2.5 twists outside the floor, 0.1 deduction for that.
And an 8.95 for Rebecca Wilson.
Here's those two front lines. Her knees are bent on the second one, so she might not pick up the bonus points.
Back to the bars and Nicole Kantek.
Watch for this interesting pirouette work that Nicole does at the beginning of the bar routine. Yes, one Healy turn, second one in a row. Swings down to the low bar. Full pirouette, straight to the cutlet. Not many girls put a release in the last half of the routine, so that's showing very good condition. Swinging now, gathering speed, and a double pike dismount. Nicole will be happier with that 9.4. After a shaky start, she's finished very well.
Now one of the bars in Australian women's gymnastics, Lisa Skinner of Queensland. She's just 15 years of age and a beautiful performer on the floor.
Lisa made her international debut at last year's World Championships. A lot of the girls choosing this element because it has an E value, picking up extra bonus points. Second line, front pull. They have to land each tumble without taking additional steps. Great flexibility. Choosing two forward layouts. A lot of the girls use these elements because it attracts connection bonuses and helps push push their score up to that magic 10-0 start score. Double twist.
And the crowd certainly like that one, and a 9.4 for Lisa Skinner of Queensland, and she's having a great night.
Building up speed, beautiful height. I have to complete that twist squarely.
Genevieve Preston now.
Genevieve's been a quiet achiever, did very well in the compulsory round a couple of days ago. Rather a bar specialist, Jaeger Salto. She's got nice variety in her routine immediately to this release. Oh, she's missed that. That's a bad mistake. See, this is her best apparatus. And sometimes the girls can take it for granted that it's going to come to them. They have to think just as carefully on their best as their worst. So that's a 0.5 deduction. They've got 30 seconds to remount the bars. It's a full pirouette, second release, everything in it, this routine. And a layout pike dismount.
Bad luck for Genevieve. Other than the fall, it was a very nice routine.
Certainly Genevieve's routine, as I said, she's got a great deal of variety, but she's just misjudged the timing on that release. She's let go too early and given herself no room to catch the bar. Good dismount, layout in the first dummy, pike in the second.
On the floor now, Zena McLaughlin of Victoria. Very dramatic work on the floor.
Yes, the Victorian girls certainly showing class on this apparatus. Zena also choosing triple twist. Lovely landing. This routine is choreographed by one of our ex-rhythmic gymnasts, Lisa Bradley.
And Zena has beautiful dance skills which really work perfectly with this choreography. Judges will certainly like that.
Second line layout front, and she adds a full twist forward. Extremely Zena works well in harmony with the music. Line requiring a lot of concentration, choosing 2.5 twists, and she does it well.
Zena McLaughlin was one of the best floor routines we've seen all night and scored 9.4.
Plenty of height, good landing.
Now, Sally Wills of Western Australia, one of our most experienced international competitors.
Sally was runner-up on this apparatus this year's Nationals. She's been very consistent on bars. Full pirouette into her release. Back up to handstand. Transition to the low bar. Confident worker. Turn, double sorry forward. 9.5 for Sally. This is her best apparatus at the moment. Girls have to get plenty of stretches over the low bar. Double front.
Floor, Jenny Smith of Western Australia.
Jenny opens with 2.5 twists, too much backwards rotation. Saves it, however. Second tumbling line, 1.5 twist, flip, layout.
repeat this routine at the National Championships. Still suffering from that ankle injury, but looking pretty good here.
Coming up, round of flip, double twist, makes it around.
And for Jenny Smith, the 9.250 on the floor.
Just needs to show a little bit stronger positions on her landings. Here's that 2.5 twist trap. That's a double twist.
And so for the girls, 8 of them move one step closer to Atlanta. They do have another round remaining, and you can see that here on Fox Sports. But join us tomorrow for the men's competition. The men will be performing their 6 optional routines. 4 gymnasts vying for 2 Olympic places. That then, but until then, from Liz Chekovich and Anne-Marie Kerr, it's bye for now.
This has been a Fox Sports production.
I'm Anne-Marie Kerr. Thanks for joining us for our coverage of the 1996 Gymnastics Olympic trials from the Australian Institute of Sport Arena in Canberra. Well, today is the final round of the women's competition, the last chance for our 13 Olympic hopefuls to impress the selectors. At the end of this round of competition, a squad of 8 gymnasts will be announced. The final team of 7 will be named on June the 16th. Well, in the previous rounds, we've seen a lot of nerves, quite a few mistakes, so tonight, consistency will be the name of the game. It's going to be a very exciting evening of competition. Let's pick up the action. Joining me in the commentary position today, Liz Chekovich, and our first competitor, Ruth Moniz of New South Wales. She's leading the competition coming into this final round.
This is the most difficult evening for the girls, being their 3rd round of competition, and most of them will be fairly fatigued, so it's certainly a question of survival of the fittest this evening. Ruth opens with an excellent routine tonight.
A brilliant start, a 9.625. Exactly the sort of start she'd like.
And bars is a good apparatus to start from. It's the last one you would have warmed up, so compete on it first to still a good feeling of the apparatus to start the evening and get rid of the nerves. Fast dismount, pike open, and a solid landing.
On the floor now, Joanna Hughes of Victoria at 18. She's one of the veterans in this Olympic squad and one of the favourites to be selected.
Joanna opens with her trademark pull in, back out, in pike position. After the compulsory round, Joanna was 10th. Optional, she's climbed to 5th. So another good performance for Jo. Could well see her on her way to Atlanta.
And Liz, she really is a great performer under pressure.
She is. She's very experienced, having been to 2 World Championships, many major internationals. She'll be one of the senior girls in the team if she's selected. And very important to have that mix of experience and youth to form the best team for the country. Jo puts a lot of energy into her floor routines. Last line, finishing with a combination row, 2 whips to a double twist, and a very solid performance for Joanna.
A score of 9.475 for Joanna Hughes. She was our highest placed Australian at the 1995 World Championships. She's off to a great start here.
Second line, very strong in both first and second lines. A triple twist. Have to get extremely high from the floor to complete the twists.
And now Joanna's teammate from Victoria, Lisa Morrow. She's one of the most dynamic performers on this piece of apparatus.
Very quick 2.5 twist, bump salto, rebound work is her trade. Lisa worked to the music, showing full body extension through every phase of her movement. Middle line, front tumbling pass, once again a combination. A little bit forward on the landing. Before the last tumbling line, the gymnasts like to be a little bit quieter in their movement so they can regroup, gather some more energy. Front tumbling again, 1.5 twist.
Lisa Morrow, very classy performer on the floor, a 9.450, and this hacked that routine.
She did, and she's got the full difficulty requirements to get her a starting score for 10 for this team competition. She's excellent in her twisting work, completes the twists very well, so she's square to the floor when she finishes, which is most important in the evaluation. See, she's landing nice and square to the tumbling line.
Now we move to the bars, and the national champion on this piece of apparatus, Jenny Smith of Western Australia.
Last night Jenny didn't fare so well. Hopefully she'll be more confident this evening. She opens with an uprise to a very high release. That's Ginger. Transferring to the low bar. Jenny's one of the most dynamic swingers on this apparatus. Uprise again to full pirouette. Picking up some speed. Sky high double layout, well stuck. And that's the routine Jenny was hoping to do last night. And looks like she's put the monkey off her back on this apparatus.
And the judges certainly liked it. The highest score we've seen so far, a 9.7.
She's got a tremendous power through her swing. Opens out, double straight salto. Very few girls have enough power to complete that.
Back to the floor, a 15-year-old Rebecca Wilson of Queensland.
For Rebecca. Triple twist is becoming a much more common element these days as techniques improve. And that's a double turn to what's called a Shushanova jump. The girls pick up bonus for that particular combination. It's a popular element as well. Two forward layout.
Rebecca's a very elegant gymnast on the floor, Liz.
Yeah, she's got rather longer lines than the other girls and can use it to good advantage, especially in twisting. She shows here, finishing with a 2.5 twist outside the floor area.
And a starting score of 9.05 for Rebecca Wilson of Queensland.
And here's that front line, 2 layouts in a row. Hard to time those, making sure you get enough height in the second salto. The finishing line, 2.5, that's the triple twist at the beginning.
And now on the bars, the 1996 Australian champion, Nicole Cantek of New South Wales.
Nicole normally attacks this apparatus. A solid swinger.
And the pressure on Nicole tonight, she has to really perform here. She's not up in the top few placings, and she needs some solid performances here tonight.
Yes, I think the hardest performance tonight will be for those girls who are ranked about 6th to 9th from the previous 2 rounds, and they really have to prove their position on the team by showing fulcrums this evening. Giant pirouette through to her release. Double pike.
So a solid start for the national champion at 9.425. Back to the floor, and one of the best performers on this piece of apparatus, Lisa Skinner of Queensland. She's the national champion on the floor.
Lisa also chooses a triple, a very firm landing, minimal deductions. A lot of the elements the girls choose are similar because the rules award certain elements bonus points, and of course the girls want to pick up the starting score up to 10 points.
And some interesting choreography in the dance here as well.
Yeah, she has good use of her middle body. Not many gymnasts show good isolations there, and it's good to see that type of variety. It's her 3rd tumbling line. The girls have to show 3 different tumbling lines. Some of them show 4. Finishing with a double twist.
Lisa Skinner of Queensland, a 9.425.
You'll notice Lisa gets exceptionally high here. Triple twist, lands square. The judges look for the body form in the air. Should have the legs glued together, body straight throughout, and ideally should land without taking any additional steps.
Back to the bars, and one of the most experienced competitors in this Olympic training squad, Sally Wills of Western Australia.
And Sally picked up the silver medal at national championships on this apparatus. She's a strong performer, clean lines, and very consistent on this routine now. Giant fall through to her release element. Takes that move, a handstand. That's what the judges are looking for. Ideally, each element needs to start from handstand, as that does. Pass back through handstand where it can. Through to her double front, stuck the landing. And once again, Sally shows what a good uneven bar worker she is.
And the judges rewarding that performance a 9.5.
Double front, knows just where she is. Have to have reverse grip to go into that. tight tuck and judged perfectly when to open out.
Back to the floor, and this is a routine to watch. Zena McLaughlin of Victoria, a beautiful worker on this piece of apparatus.
And once again, a triple twist to open. It certainly looks easier than it is. A lot of the girls are very competent in that twisting area now. For this front tumbling line, the only girl in Australia to do it, front layout followed by a front fall.
Been one of the most consistent performers over the last 2 rounds of competition, Les.
Yes, I believe she's actually the only girl in the whole competition who hasn't fallen at this stage. A very young team. Zena's only 15 this year. Finishing with a double twist. Beautiful choreography.
That really was a lovely routine from Zena McLaughlin, and a score of 9.350 to start off her round of competition.
You see, she does a layout salto and enough rotation to complete a full twist in the second one. She'll pick up 0.3 extra in bonus for that. Double twist.
And now, Lisa Skinner of Queensland on the vault.
Lisa choosing a handspring front and pike putting straight legs throughout. 9.25 for her first effort. Of course, they get 2 efforts, and the best of the 2 will count towards their all-around total. Lisa's got some form errors. She's starting off with stretched legs, but piking too early before she comes into the floor.
Second vault now.
And a better effort for the second vault. 9.3. The judges see it as a marginally better effort. I think a lot crisper onto the horse, stronger propulsion, still tucking the legs a little early. And that just indicates that she hasn't come from the board to the horse quite strongly enough.
And now to the beam, the most difficult of all the apparatus for the girls. And this is the Commonwealth Games champion on this piece of apparatus, Sally Wells of Western Australia.
Sally opens 2 front saltos, 1 for a mount, 1 on the beam. Hard to judge the landing because you don't see the beam until the last moment. Series, flip layout. The girls have to be very confident in their work on beam. Just one hesitation or a thought from them that they might not be landing strongly can send them taking off the side of the beam. They have to commit themselves 100% to use their technique correctly. The front aerial, not too many girls using that element, connected to Corbett flick. Nice to see the variety. Double back. A solid performance from Sally tonight.
And a 9.325, very steady and very confident from Sally Wells of Western Australia.
Dismount, have to be positive where that punch is. 2 rotations.
Now Rebecca Stoyle of South Australia.
Rebecca always also choosing front semi-mount. A small wobble like that might cost them a 0.1 or maybe 0.15 from the judges.
And Rebecca has her work cut out here tonight. Lift up the rankings and be considered for selection.
The selection is going to be based on the 3 competitions. The compulsories, which were held 3 days ago, and optionals running 2 days in a row. So all in all, they're being evaluated on 12 different routines. Rebecca's got nice style, good presence. And Rebecca also choosing a double back dismount. Great relief.
And a 9.05 for Rebecca Stoyle. Very experienced international competitor.
She is a little bit low on her tumbling elements. Gets the dismount around, touch short. The main aim is to stay on your feet.
To the vault, and Jade Davidson of Queensland, 15 years old, trains at the Australian Institute of Sport.
And that's a very good vault for Jade. This vault has a starting score of 9.8. Jade's a competent vaulter. Good speed from the board to the horse. Gets the feet driving past the horse to help her with a rotation. And then following with the chest. So the first action has to be very strong with the heel, followed with the chest, and timing the opening perfectly.
Preparing now for her second vault. Jade, of course, very strong on this piece of apparatus, 3rd at this year's National Championships.
Oh, I thought she had it a little bit better then, but I think a little bit overconfident on the landing. Potentially a better vault, just the landing deductions perhaps cancel out what she did on the horse that was better. Quite often if the gymnasts have done one reasonably good vault at the beginning, they're anxious to try and stick the landing, and they can misjudge quite easily.
And now 18-year-old Ruth Monners of New South Wales on the beam, and she really is in a class of her own on this piece of apparatus.
Yeah, she has superior difficulty to the other girls in the competition, and she has a very good feeling for the apparatus. That is, when on the beam, she just feels it nicely, and certainly the judges love to watch. That the full twisting Corbett flick makes it look as easy as anything. Full amplitude on her leaps. Judges look for a 180-degree split on each of those. There's her first series. Solid. What Ruth does nicely is combines the acrobatic and dance elements together, creating very good harmony. And there's a second series for Ruth. She really has this routine packed with difficulty.
And Ruth represented Australia at the World Championships just a few weeks ago in Puerto Rico. She was a semi-finalist on this piece of apparatus.
That puts her into the top 16 in the world. A beautiful double salto in pike position that's rather unusual to see. 9.425, really just 2 areas in the beam that had small deductions. That's the first series, and you have to see how accurate they need to be to stay on top. Punch, double pike, and there's the couple of steps there. Maybe that's a 2/10 deduction for her.
Back to the vault and Joanna Hughes of Victoria.
Jo powers down the runway. Beautiful height from the horse. She really knows where she is on this vault. Extremely experienced. She's been competing it since she was a very young girl. Probably do it in her sleep. The rhythm's most important. Knowing when to push, when to punch. Ready for that horse. Landing. Evaluated from a starting score of 9.8. It looks better. 9.575, so she's the top scorer on this apparatus this evening. And that adds to the 9.6 that she received last night. Strong push, straight body position throughout. Smooth as anything.
To the floor, and Jenny Smith of Western Australia. She didn't compete this apparatus at the National Championship, still recovering from an ankle injury, but she's back today.
Took her into that line. She's gone out of the floor, extra steps. Second row, 1.5 twist, combines it through to a flip layout. Very vigorous for full twist, punch run. Mistimes it slightly, a little bit low. Here's mixed series. Fourth tumbling line. Flip, double twist, a little bit short on the landing. And it's a good effort from Jenny. She's only been back working on this apparatus for 3 to 4 weeks. Landing's a little bit hesitant, and the judge is probably just taking small deductions throughout the floor. Here's that combination row.
And there's the girls starting to look a little weary now.
They certainly are. This is the third day of competition, and they have to have all their wits about them. They can't afford to go soft in any area or relax on an important moment like a landing.
To the uneven bars, and one of the strongest competitors on this piece of apparatus, Rebecca Wilson of Queensland.
Rebecca's long body lends her this apparatus. She gets good swing, piked Jaeger. That's very hard to judge. Not much room for error. Second release. Coach is allowed to stand in as long as they don't actually touch the athlete. If they do touch them, it's a 0.5 deduction. But it's a safety matter for the coach and the gymnast. And look at that lovely routine. Very good aerial awareness on her dismount.
Very clean routine, and a score of 9.475 for Rebecca Wilson.
She pushes well away from the bar, creates good swing. Transferring through to a handstand on the low bar.
Back to the floor, and Nicole Cantek of New South Wales.
Nicole opens with her double salto full twist, stretch position. Second row, 1.5 full twist, punch front. Nicole's a confident worker on this event. Choosing 4 tumbling rows so that they can get enough difficulty into their floors. And there's that same combination line, 1.5 twist through to layout. Leap series, which is required by all gymnasts.
A 9.325. Her dance elements, perhaps not quite as elegant as some of the others, but she certainly is a very powerful gymnast.
Here, full twist in the first salto. Pikes out. One and a half. Flip to layout.
On the uneven bars, 15-year-old Lisa Skinner of Queensland, one of the new stars in Australian women's gymnastics.
What I like about Lisa's work on bars, it's nice and crisp, good phases, gets the turns in at the right moment. Combination work through to release, almost a requirement these days. Short but sweet from Lisa. Very little error in that routine.
And a great score, 9.65. She made her debut for Australia at the World Championships last year, and she appears to be peaking at just the right time.
Yes, I think her second international looks like it's going to be the Atlanta Olympic Games, and what an effort for Lisa. She adds a full twist into her dismount. A little bit awkward on the landing.
To the floor, and Genevieve Preston of the ACT. She had a great routine on this piece of apparatus in the second round of competition. Can she repeat it here today?
Tripped, piking down into the landing just a touch. Genevieve's got superb flexibility and shows it well in her leap series. Here, I think just about the whole of Canberra's come to cheer her on. Combination, whip, whip, 2 whips in a row through to a double twist. Change in pace. Front line into gymnastic elements.
Well, the crowd certainly liked that one. A 9.175 for Genevieve Preston.
And there's that combination work. That sort of work picks up bonus points. The starting score is a 9.4 if they just have the basic requirements, and from there they have to build 0.3 in combination bonuses and 0.3 in extra difficulty bonuses.
To the bars now, and Zena McLaughlin of Victoria.
Zena catches her ginger, small leg separation, not a very big deduction for that. Strong swing here. Double front. Lands it well. This is not Zena's strongest apparatus, but she's hit 3 out of 3 bar routines these championships. Both her compulsory and both optional routines.
She really does seem to be very focused in this competition.
She is. This is the best round of competition I've ever seen Zena do. I think she's matured very well for these championships.
On the floor now, Sally Wells of Western Australia.
styles, known for her dynamic dance work. Opens with a 2.5 twist. Manages to stay inside the floor. Nice positions for her twisting work. Again, there's 2 layouts. Sally times her work to the music extremely well. She's got everything in this routine: dynamics, flexibility, expression.
Yeah, she certainly seems to work with great maturity on this piece of apparatus.
She's always been good on this event, and she's able to sell it to the judges well.
Sally Wells certainly having a good night so far.
I think the penalties for that first tumbling line have really cost her, because she's probably not going to get the bonuses that she might otherwise collect. She's a little bit untidy in the air, and the deductions that she's picked up are unfortunately cutting into that score. Leap series.
Still on the floor, and 16-year-old Rebecca Stoyle of South Australia.
A lot of people have likened Rebecca to famous gymnast Svetlana Boginskaya. Style very similar. Great presence Rebecca has, able to use the music well.
Rebecca, of course, was second overall in the 1994 Commonwealth Games, a very accomplished international performer.
Energy for her final tumbling line. Choosing a double twist.
She was the 1995 Australian Gymnast of the Year, and a 9.250 for Rebecca Stoyle on the floor.
Opening her lines with a double back, relatively easy tumble. Third line, 2 layouts in a row. The judges are looking for completely stretched legs.
Back to the uneven bars now, and a girl who's really forcing her way into Olympic contention here, 15-year-old Jade Davidson of Queensland.
And Jade opens with some pirouette work through to her release. Her Kachev. To an open double. So the first half stronger than the second half for Jade. A little bit weak on the finish.
A score of 9.350, and she really is a very neat, classy worker on this piece of apparatus.
She is. She combines the pirouette work into her release, so the first half's quite strong, packed with difficulty. It falls away a little bit at the end. She really should show something a little bit more difficult than she does at the end. And for that reason, the score's not quite as high as you might see from the others.
And now the girl that they're all chasing, Ruth Monners of New South Wales.
Oh, that's well performed. Very confident in line. You can see Ruth's experience coming through now. Running through this routine, and she uses the music to good effect.